all of Grubby's army at this point. And he's still getting a lot of kills. He takes down quite a few grunts. This fiend is super low HP, check this out, 16 HP, 26 because of that heal, and then 2 HP. 2. He manages to get his fiend away with 2 HP from the Farseer. Can't get the last hit. Thought that was pretty cool. More Kodos, more Raiders, more grunts. I think the more I've played and watched replays and such, I think the more useful and the most effective armies are really a mixed unit combo. Elf has started it a long time ago. I think it used to be called the Fantastic Four. At least that's what I heard of it called before. The Dots, Dryad, Hunts, and Archers. Or I've also heard it referred as, or not the name, but I've also heard the Fantastic Four referred to the units of, I think it was Hunts, Hippos, Archer, and either Dryad or Dot. I don't remember which one, but it was one of the two. And so I've heard those both unit combos be referred to as Fantastic Four. But Undead are starting to use that a little bit more with the Ghoul Fiend mix, and sometimes, well, Destro mixed into that with versus Orc and Human. Also, I've seen, I've used, although I'm probably not the best example considering I suck at the game, a mix of, like, I don't know, fiends, ghouls, dargs, just almost everything that you can possibly get out of the crypt, and then a couple of statues for healing or whatever, and just really try to keep a variance of units so that not one counter your opponent has can counter every single one of your units. So they have to counter air and ground at the same time, which can be pretty tricky to do. Also, fiends do the trick if you have him in mass and upgraded. So no upgrades for Susiria at this point. 1-0, I believe, or is he upgrading now for Grubby? Yeah, he's upgrading 1-0 for his melee units. Susiria ignores that peon that's patrolling back and forth near the shop. And Grubby is at the opposite shop, grabbing a scroll of healing for his oh yeah, dude, what's up with all the orcs getting Sobi masks? I think it's an like a racial passive to if there's a chance to drop a Sobi mask, they will. Just because it's ridiculous, as you'll see next game. So one bestiary is about to go down. He tries to throw a few peons on to heal it, or to repair it, but it doesn't work. That Nova is deadly versus units, especially something lower HP like that Raider, although it still has 610 HP, that's ridiculous. The Kodos have 1,000, that's just not right. So more heal scrolls, and Destro, who absorbs mana and trying to take down a Kodo, although I think it should be focusing, yeah, it should be, well, does it take, no. Yeah, it should be focusing down some of the grunts instead. Devour going off on a lot of units. 2 fiends are in bellies right now. Although one's about to go down. More focus fire on the Lich. The Lich has been being healed. So at this point, you want to for the undead, you really want to get as many nukes off as you can. You want to play, I would say, you want to play offensively and try to focus fire units as much as possible, because he did have heal scrolls. Grubby did have heal scrolls, so that means that you really don't just want an attack move. Although with the ghouls, I've heard this technique used. I don't know if Susiria does or not, but I've heard that a lot of people use a technique where they select about 3 or 4 ghouls and have it attack one melee unit, and then same thing, they select the rest of them and attack one melee unit. They go back and forth that way. Not all the units are trying to surround one melee unit so that they can all be doing damage at the same time, but at the same point, they are still doing damage, but to 2 targets instead of just 1. And Grubby says GG. Because, I mean, he kind of lost at this point. He doesn't really have too many production buildings. Susiria is still bringing in units, and Grubby doesn't have either of his heroes out, so it was pretty much a good game from there. And level 3 Nova and Coil is just ridiculous. I must admit, the Undead Nuke is far superior than any other race's nuke. So, load up the second game. This is going to be a game, if I'm remembering correctly, yes, Frog versus Romeo. SK.MadFrog is, well, I don't think I need to introduce him. He is a ridiculously well-known undead player. He pretty much pioneered the whole creep and harass at the same time, back in the day.
The damned stand ready.
So, get this also 1 minute mark, 1x speed from SK.MadFrog's point of view.
The damned stand ready.
I think I'll... No, I won't. Well, never mind. Yeah, so. Also, the music that's going to be playing in the background at the beginning and end is my brother's. He's been working with electronic music for quite some time now, and has been making music on and off and playing at big parties and such, and he's pretty well known within my area, but not known nation or statewide, I don't think. But, you can check out, there's a link that I put in the little text file. You can go ahead, that's his newest album. The track names are not in the ID, the ID3 tags, because he didn't give me a list of the track names, so I can't give them to you. But, go ahead and check it out, download them, and if you want to listen to it, it's there. It's in a zip file, so you have to have, like, WinZip or whatever, which I'm pretty sure you need for this anyway. So, yeah, go ahead and unpause it. I'm at the 1x speed, 1 minute mark from SK.MadFrog's point of view, so unpause it in 3, 2, 1, unpause. And now, Crypt finished Altar and Tomb of Relics, so you can see that SK.MadFrog is also going the Ghoul build, which is, like I said, probably what Undead are doing to counter the stronger tier 2, is to have a stronger base at tier 1 and try to pick off units at the beginning. That way, they don't have a huge grunt front and then have raiders to ensnare in the back. So, I think that's what Undead are starting to do for the counter to a really strong tier 2, is try to pick off units at tier 1 and have more ghouls, more targets, so that the ensnare isn't as deadly as it was before. Also, having a large number of melee units up front make it extremely hard for the orc army to go towards the your back lines, say Lich or say Fiends. So having that front line and a little bit of meat helps a lot. Also, ghouls are pretty good at tier 3 with that ghoul frenzy, and if you get any upgrades, they're pretty deadly. Yeah, I'm saying a lot. I should stop that. So, Romeo, I believe, scouted, and not sure if he saw SK.MadFrog or not, but he goes to creep the top left, or top right green creep with his wolves and grunts. So, it's the frog strat of creep and harass. I believe he pioneered it. I could totally be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was one of the first people to start doing the creep harass at the same time. This Null Brute gets down to pretty low HP. Romeo tries to steal it with a Farseer hit. Doesn't quite get it off. So, Frog just finishes out the creep while harassing the Farseer still. Farseer is trying to get these last hits in on this ghoul. The ghoul gets down to 68 HP, it's pretty low. Starts upgrading a Nerubian tower as soon as he sees him starting to come into his base. Tries to protect that ghoul with the rest of his army, and starts to run back. Farseer resummons wolves, puts the wolves in to try to kill that ghoul. The ghoul is running up, dodging the wolves, and coil. He has to spend a coil on that to save that ghoul.
Upgrade complete.
Now here's where the fun begins. Almost a surround. Almost a surround. Nope. Nope. Almost a surround. No. Not gonna happen. MadFrog can't pull off the surround yet. Maybe he needs some more micro practice. He's been out of the game for a while, so doesn't surprise me that he can't pull it off right when he gets back into the scene. Almost has a surround right there. Doesn't quite look at his units. I think he was base building the graveyard and stuff like that. Almost gets another surround right here, but the grunt gets in the way. Almost gets another surround on the grunt. Doesn't quite get that. So yeah, this is just a little micro battle. Units on heroes, heroes trying to run away, that type of thing. Not normally happens. Romeo pulls off a grunt away from the army, which you can see above the shop, and tries to pull off another surround for Frog. He tries to go on for another grunt surround, but his hero gets really low, so he coils the grunt and runs off. Gets a couple of more hits in on that grunt. Down goes the grunt. Almost gets another surround on the Farseer. It's ridiculous how close he gets to getting a surround on the Farseer. And he pulls out more ghouls because he's starting to get low on the ghouls that he's pulled off. Almost gets a surround on the Farseer again. Pulls off one on a grunt. Starts beating it down, and he is getting low HP on a lot of ghouls. He chain lightnings, weakens a lot of them, so he kills off that grunt right now and pulls off the focused ghoul. And runs it over to the creeps to try to get it killed if Romeo's still chasing him. He's attacking to tier 2, or no, attacking to tier 3, my bad. And getting some fiends. So he's already gotten tier 2. He's trying to get some fiends out so that he can have a counter to any air, in case he tries to get air. Dual bestiary for Romeo. And by the way, you notice that he doesn't have a slaughterhouse? I thought that was pretty sexy. He doesn't get a slaughterhouse for quite a while. It seems like Frog doesn't like them or something. I could be wrong. I haven't really watched replays.